Hey guys, today I'm going to be unboxing the HG Iron-Blooded Orphans Gundam Gusion Rebake. Now first off, I just want to say a big thank you to MindFenix Hobby Store, as always, for supplying me with this kit to share with you guys, so big thank you to them. And then just want to get right into it. I also want to say that this kit, I think, has been, leading up to its release, has been the most interesting kit in the series, just because it was so mysterious and like there was so much talk about what it was going to be before it was like coming out. So of course people have been excited about the original Barbatos and the Greys, and there's other kits that I know people have been excited about and that are very interesting kits, and that maybe the design of other kits appeals more to people as well. But I think this one is interesting just because, like, when we first got the silhouette image of this, people thought it was a new form of the Barbatos, and then even when we started to get some prototype images and things like that, people still weren't sure, or like just some other images of it, people still weren't sure if it was going to be a new form of the Barbatos. We were pretty much certain that it was going to be taking parts from the Gusion. We didn't know if it was a new form for the Barbatos or a totally reformed Gusion or whatever. There was different theories, and then finally it was revealed that it is the reformed Gusion. So I don't know, that's just been kind of interesting. Bandai was playing it pretty close to the chest with that information, not letting anything out to spoil anything in the story. I think that's cool. So definitely been looking forward to checking this kit out. Certain parts of the design don't really appeal to me all that much, but like the Gundam Kimaris, after building the kit, it could really sway me, and I could come around to really like this kit quite a lot. I have a good feeling that that's probably what's going to happen. So here we can see Akihiro here on the cover again. As I said before when we took a look at the Grey's Kai, he's one of my favorite characters in the series, and I can still say that with confidence. This is number 13 in the series. Unlucky, but hopefully that won't make any difference in the actual kit. On the side, we're going to have some action shots here. You can see there's the Gundam with that big shield, which is the back of the Gundam Gusion, interestingly. And of course the inner frame should be the exact same inner frame as the Barbatos, I believe. We'll see if there's anything different inside. Just some more shots here. Of course we do have the longer rifle now as well, which is really cool. Has a scope at the top as well. So looking forward to seeing that. And then of course you can customize it with parts from the option set 3. We'll take a look at that after reviewing this kit. So I do have that to share with you guys as well. Here on the other side, just a front and back look there with this big back skirt, this big strange backpack. And I did notice here, if it shows it, and I think, yeah, here, even on here, it doesn't show the arms, like the Grey's arms that are inside of the backpack. So kind of interesting that those aren't shown anywhere, even on the box. So it's kind of weird. I don't know. Anyway, so then here, just information on the mobile suit, pilot, story, and the list price, 1,200 yen. Interesting, that doesn't show those arms. Inside, you can see we've got some white and orange parts there. I know this kit is pretty sticker heavy as well. Here we do have our stickers. You can see quite a lot of them. We'll take a closer look at all that here momentarily. Maybe this doesn't have the arms. Maybe you have to actually take the arms from a Grey's kit and put them in the backpack. It'd be kind of weird. There's some black parts, and then there's our frame there. It does look slightly like it's a different runner, all the same parts, but different runner basically. So we'll take a closer look at all that in a moment. First, let's go ahead and check out the manuals here at the top. Just the same box art there, repeated at the bottom. Illustration of the pilot and the Gundam, along with some information there in Japanese. On the back, we have just about our weapons and gimmicks. I believe how this is going to work, the head is supposed to transform, but in HG kit form, it's just swapped. I think we have 2 different heads. You can just swap it for whichever form you want, the closed or the open one. So I believe that that's how that's going to work. And yeah, just action shots there once again. Okay, here it does have the 4 arms on it, so I guess maybe that is included. But it's interesting that that's only here pictured of this one small picture in the manual and not on the outside of the box. It's kind of like a big gimmick of the kit, right? And then here at the bottom finally is our color guide. So to open this up, there's our color page. We'll come back to that. Take a look at the parts list first. You can see going to be using everything except for 4 of the polycaps. So not much wasted here, unlike the 1/100 scale. We'll talk about that later. Construction is going to start off with the body. The construction of that torso inner frame is looking very familiar there. Moving on to the head, and yeah, as we can see, we do have the 2 different heads there. So we have the open mode and the closed mode. I'm sure that does have some more specific name in Japanese. I'll have to look into that. Then moving on to the arms. Left arm, right arm. Then we choose which head you want to put onto the torso. Put the upper body together, then move on to the feet and the legs. No options there for the legs, just one choice. Again, the inner frame looking pretty much the same. I believe it looks like maybe this part is looking a little bit different, but for the most part, all pretty similar. Then just finishing up the legs, then moving on to the waist, onto our color pages. See, we're just going to be putting the whole body together, then moving on to the backpack. So here, as we can see here, it looks like we're going to have the parts. Okay, it looks like a Gray's arm, but it's not quite as complex as a Gray's arm. On the Gray's, I'll bring this closer here for you guys. On the HG Gray's kit, you'll know that like this is like 1, 2, 3 different parts there, and then there's another part inside there. So it's basically like a simplified version of a Gray's arm. I wonder, and I'll have to check this, but if you can take just like an actual arm from a Gray's and plug it in there, it looks like you should be able to, because it's just using the same kind of peg there. I would assume you can just take an actual Gray's arm and plug it into there, or probably many different arms if you want. But anyway, so that's how the backpack is going to go together. Then the shield looks pretty simple, just 2 parts and then a connection piece there, and then we can use that on the backpack, on the back of the back skirt, or on the arm. So a few different options for that. And then finally our long rifle. And then let's see, this is just about the gimmick of taking the arms out of the backpack, and then we can just hold stuff in there, whatever. Alright, so let's take a look at the runners. So here's our foil sticker sheet. As you can see, quite a lot of stuff on there. A lot of stuff in white for little white details, some black details there as well. Some different cameras there in green, and then for the face plates, parts of the head there, the eyes, and on there. So going to be a very sticker heavy HG this time. PC002 for our polycaps. Again, this is in that dark brownish gray that we got like for the Gundam Barbatos. The A runner is also in that dark brownish gray color, so it's going to match with the frame of the Barbatos in its color as well. And here we have basically everything for all the joints and inner frame parts, hands, and all of that is all on here. Connection part for the shield, inside the head, inside parts for both of the head. Like I said, a lot of these parts are probably going to be the same. Some of them are different though. We do have some new parts here. Just the organization, it's all organized on a new runner now. So the marking for this runner is HG144 IBO Gundam Frame 3. But then runner B1 is in this sandy tan color, just as it looks, as it's supposed to look anyway. And then here we can see just some of the armor parts for the arms. Here's the Gray's arms, here's the Gundam arms, big parts for the backpack. And these runners now, aside from runner A, are going to be marked HG144 Gundam Gusion Rebake. Runner B2 is just the remainder of our tan colored parts here. The legs, although still pretty thin, are definitely bulkier than on the Gundam Barbatos, so this is going to be really cool to, once this is done, to display these together, or at least show them to you guys together. Also, I'm noticing, very interesting here, the part for the closed head, it's like one big piece, like all for the whole part. I can see for the open part we have maybe 1, 2, 3 parts, but then for the closed face it's just all one big part there, so kind of odd. Runner C, we've got in black here, parts for the long rifle, and then parts for the feet, and then obviously the inside part of the shield. would you call that, a shield or a back skirt? Which would you call that? I guess it's a shield, but it's also a back skirt. I don't know. Anyway, then runner D is in white here, just a handful of white parts. This runner really should have been a lot more, I think, including more parts for some more white color part separation and less stickers. But this is what we've got, just a handful of them, including the Gundam's face plate there. And lastly, runner E is in this nice bright orange color. It's just going to be a few different vent parts mostly, as well as the two different V-fins for the closed and open head. We do have flags on the V-fin parts there, of course, but that is it for the runners. So that's it for unboxing the Gundam Gusion Rebake. Looks like a really cool kit. Like I said, I'm definitely looking forward to checking it out. Just at least out of curiosity's sake. I said basically the only really part of the design that doesn't really appeal to me are the parts that are very recognizably from the Gusion, like the Gusion's legs, now repurposed to be a backpack, and the Gusion's back, now repurposed to be a shield. It looks a little bit goofy, and it looks like, well, I guess that's probably how it's supposed to look. It looks like it was parts from something else and then just kind of slapped on here in a kind of made to look, I don't know, made to work in some shoddy way, but that's pretty much how it was in the series, so I guess that does make sense. Anyway, it does look like an awesome kit though, so definitely make sure you stick around for the review that will be coming up next. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.